Going to be shifting gravel today. Dad's just nicking about in the forklift, moving a few bits and bobs that need moved. That's what my friend said the other day, all farming is moving one thing to the other. It's not far wrong. So shifting gravel today. Kevin's going to be spreading fertiliser. So there'll be me, Dunk, and one of the digger guys, men, will be carting gravel. Got a wee party of cows following me this morning. Morning, Holly! So I'm just in the field of rape at the moment. Big breakdown. That's it. What? It's the drill working there. Sheep are all fed. A few more animals to feed, and then I'll be in a tractor for the rest of the day, I think. Hopefully, if we get a full day at it, I'll make a big dent in the pile. Ducklings have kind of decided this is their field. Highlanders fed, and a quick check on the cows and calves. So this is 167, still due to calf. See, she's bagging up a bit, starting to form a bit of milk, so hopefully that's a sign that she's going to be calving soon. Yeah, she's still producing mucus, so she's coming. Go put it down below, what's your favourite animal on the farm here? We've got Highland cows there, we've got cows and calves, sheep and lambs, we've got Big Percy the bull, duck and ducklings, and that's it. What's your favourite of them all? And Lulu. Just want to get to calves soon, so we can get her at the bull at the same time as the rest of them, so she's not a late calver again next year. A couple of videos ago, the hedge cutter was out. Kevin had it on his tractor, but we weren't cutting hedges. That's not allowed at this time of year. We were doing all the verges, so just the grass verges. You're not allowed to do the hedges. I think it's between March and the 1st of September in Scotland. That's to encourage wildlife growth, birds and the bees and all that stuff in the hedges. So Kev was a bit worried he'd end up in a neck. So all the verges are all done. So we're back at the loading now, shifting gravel along for the bottoming of the shed. Hopefully we'll get a big day today, make a dent in it. This is the 11th load so far today. We're just kind of, the ramp's just there, so we're just filling off the ramp, slowly bring the ramp out a bit. Still need to fill out this section, but getting there. That's 11 loads in about 2.5 hours, so about just less than 5 loads an hour, which is about 100 tonne, just less than 100 tonne then. So 100 tonne an hour we'll call it, which isn't bad. So if we get a full day, we'll be able to shift just shy of 1,000 tonnes. That's 16 loads now. Stuart's just stopped to level it off with a dozer, get us a nice flat pitch again. Make a good football pitch down there, but the shed's going in place instead. Just loading over there and in a field of rape at the moment. This corner's a bit of a bad corner. Got hammered by the rain earlier on and the water all flooded down here, and it's off the wood as well, so it gets less light. But the rest of it's looking okay. Getting there, that's another wee layer packed in. Stuart's just rolling it all in just now. I've just dumped another load in the corner. Started dumping along this edge just now. Stopped for our lunch though. Kev's fert spreading today, so we're shifting gravel today. He's going to keep up with that, and then I think him and Dunk will swap, and Dunk will get spraying tomorrow, and Kevin will come and shift grounding. Just on the last few loads now of gravel. Just having a nip round a few of the fields this afternoon with Dad and the agronomist, just going over what kind of how the crops are looking, what products we need to apply to certain crops to deal with whether it's bugs or diseases. Just had a look at some spring barley there, so it's been advised to put some weed killer in it, and also some growth regulator, so regulate how tall it grows otherwise it becomes a bit kind of top heavy as it grows taller, and it can keel over, and if oats go flat they're really hard to combine, and it's just a bit of a disaster. So bit of growth regulator, weed killer as well. So that's oilseed rape there, that's one in the fields, and basically, so there's two different bugs in that field of rape. One of the bugs is a pollen beetle, and we like them, they're fine, and the other one is a seed weevil. So they burrow into the heads where the seeds actually grow, and cause issues and kind of rot them out. So we don't like that. So we need to spray a pesticide to get rid of them. So other than that, the rape's looking quite good, quite happy with it. It's kind of recovered from the bad weather we had the last month, really 2 months. It's quite good at recovering from shock and bad weather. Just dropping off the expensive wheelbarrow. This patch of grass that we sowed, we did it in two directions. You can see the two directions in it. That one kind of off to the angle, and then there's one that's dead straight as well. So that was just to kind of fill out the rows. Grass is quite a small plant, so it doesn't spread out so much over the rows like wheat and barley and rape all do. So it's basically just kind of half the space of the rows instead of having gaps in between the rows. Should fill out a bit more, make it look a bit thicker. Nice night tonight. Just doing a check on 167, see how she's getting on. No calf anyway. She's just taking her time. Come on, girl. Nah. Here's big Holly. Holly came to the farm with a name. It's on her tag. Wee bit confused this morning, but basically, yesterday I asked what this pin's called, and it's called a split pin. I've also always called it a cotter pin, but apparently it's not. That's a cotter pin, which I've always called an R-clip, and it is an R-clip, but it's also a cotter pin. But they're all cotters, because a cotter is just a wedge that stops two parts moving. Anyway, split pin, cotter pin, or R-clip. And the split pin that's not a cotter pin gets called a cotter pin in America. Split pins are often used on castle nuts. So castle nuts are just like a normal nut that goes on a bolt, but the top of it looks like a castle, like the towers on the corner of a castle, and between the kind of uprights and the troughs, the split pin goes through there, and it means the nut can't tighten or loosen from that point. I've had a request to see more of Lulu, so there she is. She's about 6 months old now, black lab. She's getting on fine. She's a bit daft, a bit wild, but they all are at that age. I think they calm down about 3 years old, to be honest, so we've got another 2.5 years of wild hooligan dog. Normally we'd have two dogs, and the new young one would probably learn a bit off of the old one, but the last one we had suddenly died, so she's on her own, learning for herself. Why black labs? Just because we've always had them. They're nice temperament, well natured. Once they kind of calm down after their young ages as well, they're very docile. Generally speaking, behave quite well. So that's why we've got black labs. Interesting fact, dogs have 18 muscles in their ears. They kind of show their emotion through their ears. They're also quite good shooting dogs, black labs. I do a wee bit of shooting from time to time, so hopefully once she's old enough. You need to wait until they're kind of 9-10 months at least until you take them out, because their ears need to fully develop, otherwise you'll damage them with the loud noise of the gun.